And we're going to talk about the miracle of empathy. And what I mean is namaste. The self in me sees and appreciates the self in you. And when I do meet with a client for the first time, I find out what does their partner do that bothers them? And then how do they react? And what do they do that bothers their partner? And how does their partner react? And I'm listening for what parts are involved in their relationship: judgment, withholding, anger, blame, guilt. What's going on? And then I ask them if they have a spiritual word that they relate to. So it could be the universe, higher power, God, whatever out there. When they bring their higher self into this situation and relate with compassion to the higher self in their partner, that's when healing and transformation happens. So the miracle of empathy does become a new way to communicate. You relate from your highest self and you have compassion and understanding. That doesn't mean you condone an affair. Okay, it's not that you have to throw yourself on the sword and feel guilty for the rest of your life, or condone the fact that your partner had an affair. There are consequences for that, and you need to talk about that. But when you talk about your feelings, his and her feelings, both of your feelings before and after, you find a new way to relate. And my Miracle of Empathy sheet has one party request a conversation and the other party learn how to listen and understand from self. Let's say your partner has had an affair and your immediate reaction is, I want to leave. I'm going to stay angry forever and I want to leave. Taking the time to heal will set you free, because even if you left today, but you didn't heal the parts of you that are wounded, you're forever going to be in a relationship with that person whenever you think about him or her, whenever you're together at events, and finding a way to be empathetic and forgiving each other, saying you're sorry for the ways you've wounded each other, will set you free. So I'm going to show you how to get this Miracle of Empathy handout so that you can use it in your relationships. And if you're working with clients, you can use it with them. I wrote the book Compassionate Mediation 8 years ago. And Richard Schwartz, the founder of Internal Family Systems, has said that divorce brings out the worst in us and often leaves lasting scars. That you can become, like he said I was, a master at lifting divorcing couples or couples in conflict out of their narrow protective perspectives. And you can then learn the larger lessons from your relationships and proceed based on the highest good for all involved. So compassionate mediation, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, is how you talk about everything. And you do it because you're willing to look at an ending. And you're willing to consider that there is such a thing as a compassionate divorce. Because once you've healed from the trauma, the drama, the pain of abuse, addiction, affairs, you can have a compassionate divorce, and you can create a restructured family where your children feel at home in both places and you both are free to get on with your lives. So I'm going to invite you to think about getting the support you need. And what that means is you can learn this transformational process for yourself. And even if you're going to think about leaving because you're that unhappy, you can create a new beginning, whatever form it takes in the future. And it can be a brand new marriage, better than the one you started with. And if you're a professional, I want you to feel confident that you have all the tools, resources, information, and support you need to become an expert in conflict resolution.